Welcome back to Sajine Clarity, a podcast, a space to explore your clarity journey from survival to authenticity. I'm Sajine, and here we dive into the raw truths of breaking free from the expectations we've grown up with, rediscovering voices and thriving after life's challenges. But this isn't just about my story, it's about life, from relationships and self-discovery to the messy, beautiful questions we all face. No topic is off limits here. So if you're ready to embrace courage, healing, and living life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Let's connect. Let's grow. Welcome to the journey. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. I'm not a licensed therapist, counselor, or medical professional, and the content shared here is based on personal experiences and insights. Well, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Today, I want to talk to the people who are healing, people who sat in darkness long enough, the people who survived toxicity, the people who finally chose peace, and now something strange is happening. You don't feel like you belong anymore. Not because you think you're better, not because you're judging anyone, but because your soul is moving somewhere new. You sit in conversations and realize, I don't want to talk badly about people anymore. Even if you did or didn't. But, people talk to you. I don't want to live inside fear anymore. I don't want to spend hours replaying pain. I don't want to keep carrying sadness as my identity. And the guilt arrives. I'm abandoning people. Am I changing too much? Why do I suddenly feel alone? Today, I want you to hear this. Sometimes loneliness is not punishment. Sometimes it's transition. Sometimes it means growth. Sometimes it means God is widening your horizon while narrowing the road. So, today, the podcast is titled, When Healing Changes Your Circle, Trusting the Narrow Path and Finding Where You Belong. I will have my podcast. We'll be talking a little bit more about what we feel and guided tips. I will have 5 journal prompts and a 15-minute guided meditation. So stay tuned. Let's get in this. So what is my podcast description all about? Healing can feel lonely. Nobody talks enough about what happens after you begin choosing peace, after the boundaries, after the awareness, after you stop surviving and finally start living. You look around and realize you don't fit the conversations anymore. You don't fit the gossip. You don't fit the constant negativity. You don't fit the version of yourself that only knew pain. And suddenly you wonder, why do I feel alone when I'm finally getting better? In today's episode, we're talking about the grief of outgrowing people, the courage of walking the narrow path God places before you, and how healing sometimes means becoming someone your old environment no longer recognizes. If you're finding yourself changing, becoming softer, brighter, younger in spirit, more hopeful, more alive, this episode is for you. So, why healing changes everything? Healing is not simply, I feel better now. No. Healing changes identity, habits, nervous system responses, values, friendships, energy, priorities, and dreams. You stop surviving. And survival friendships sometimes struggle when survival ends. Maybe the connection used to be, we bonded through pain. We bonded through trauma. We bonded through complaining. We bonded through fear. And now you're trying to build joy. That shift can feel terrifying because humans naturally seek belonging. But healing asks, do you want belonging or alignment? Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they're not. So I think that's one good thing that I'm navigating as well. My healing is changing so much. And sometimes it's scary because you don't know that new person now that is healed. But at the same time, it's exciting because there's so many new things. But at the same time, sometimes it's sad because those other people just don't belong anymore in your life. or you just don't have anything in common. And it's expected, because if you're healing and they're not, now you're polar opposites, right? So the grief of outgrowing spaces. People talk about heartbreak, but we rarely talk about outgrowing hurts. You can outgrow environments, conversations, identities, coping mechanisms, communities, emotional patterns. You may love people deeply and still know, I cannot stay here. That doesn't make them evil. It doesn't make you a superior. It means seasons changed. You were planted somewhere. Now roots are moving. And roots moving feel like breaking before it feels like blooming. I feel younger now. Oh my goodness. The thing is now that I'm getting out of this fog, I feel like I'm becoming younger, more vibrant. And a lot of people around me feel older, and they feel sicklier and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, what is going on, right? So this is something many people don't expect. Sometimes healing makes people feel older. Sometimes healing makes people feel younger. You begin laughing again. You want sunlight. You want hobbies. You want movement. You want adventure. You start caring for yourself. Your spirit becomes lighter. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. For a long time, I felt old at the beginning of healing, but now I feel so young. And when I see others who treat themselves as some old fuddy-duddy, I'm like, why? I'm like, you're young. You're even younger than me. So why are you acting this way? But then I remember, not everybody's there. Not everybody's healing. But today, you're here because you want to heal. And that's when I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you to your healing. Doesn't mean I know all the answers, because I think you know all the answers. And you'll get there as each day they move through your journey. So you realize, I don't want to spend every moment discussing darkness. Not because darkness never existed, but because you survived it. You earned joy too. Joy is not betrayal. Peace is not selfish. And hope is not denial. I suffered that from a lot. The amount of guilt for feeling joy, because I thought if I had joy, something was going to take that away from me, or like I was betraying somebody because I was actually happy just to see the beautiful sunrise, like today. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. I was on my walk. I was walking and I heard these little baby birds crying, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? When I looked, and it was in the neighborhood road, I saw 2 little baby quails. Oh my goodness, they're size of marbles. They're so adorable. And I saw the father up on the hill of the grass, but the little ones they kept crying, and they could not see their parent, right? And so I decided to help them, kind of guide them in the gutter where they were at. And I just guided them, and then they got up where there was a driveway, and then they went straight to their parent. And I felt so happy, because to me, that brought me joy, because I was like, these little birds now won't get squished by a car, and they can go sleep with their parent. I don't know. Maybe it's the parent in me. Maybe it's the person who just wants somebody to survive, right? So I got to enjoy that. Peace is not selfish. I love it. The amount of just quietness at times is amazing. And hope is not denial. Of course, hope you have to use very strategically, because you can always have hope that someone toxic is going to change. That's not going to happen. Use that hope for yourself to better yourself. The narrow path. There's something powerful about choosing the smaller road. The road that says, I will protect my peace. I will stop participating in gossip. I will leave bitterness behind. I will stop rehearsing pain every day. I will grow. And yes, sometimes that wide road looks crowded. Everyone's there. Everyone understands it. Everyone repeats the same stories. Meanwhile, the narrow path feels quiet, But quiet is not empty. Quiet is where rebuilding happens. Quiet is where identity returns. Quiet is where clarity grows. And if you're walking alone right now, you're not abandoned. You are transitioning. Now, I'm not saying you're walking on that road, the one scary one where you think, wait, why am I even here? No, I'm saying the road that is a little bit harder, but you know you're growing. You know, you know it's best, because sometimes that wider one, everybody's there. Everybody's chatting, gossiping, being rude and whatnot. And you don't feel well, you know? So, like I said, it's something that it's always good to take. It's good to rebuild. So, what to do when you don't belong anymore? Stop forcing old versions of yourself. You do not owe anyone your previous identity. You're allowed to evolve. 2, seek environments matching growth. Find faith groups, volunteer spaces, creative communities, wellness groups, book clubs, hiking circles, healing communities. Go where life is growing. I love it. You know, I spent some time yesterday at these beautiful stores that I hadn't been there in probably a year or more. And it's gotten beautiful, and people are so kind and nice. And it actually felt good to be surrounded by positive people. You know, people who have that mind set of growth. Because when you get stagnant around others that just don't want anything and they're always trying to make you feel down, no, it's not okay. 3, replace gossip with curiosity. Ask, what inspires you lately? What are you learning? What are you creating? Oh my goodness. You know, the thing is I don't like it when people gossip to me, because the problem is I know if they're gossiping about others, I know that the moment I turn around, they're going to be gossiping about me. And I don't like that, you know, because don't talk bad about people unless they're there in that place at that moment. And then because they can defend themselves, you know. And if you can't do that, then I don't think you should even be talking. But even then, I think people talk too much. And I don't know why. It's like a way to make them feel better, that at least they're not as bad as so-and-so. I don't know, you know. 4, protecting emerging peace. New healing is delicate. Treat it gently. I love it. It is delicate, because so many people want to take away your healing moment, because since they can't find it, they figure that they can break yours down. 5, accept seasons of solitude. Solitude is not always isolation. Sometimes it's preparation. You know, for the longest times, I felt so sad that I was basically on my own, you know, and it gets really quiet. But now that I think about it, the reason why it got quiet is because the majority of them were all toxic manipulators or narcissistic. And it's because I had no boundaries. I love to heal and be loving and kind, but the difference is now I have boundaries, discernment, and not everybody's going to get that special private person that I am. You will get my business cordial person, but you're not going to get the personal me. And I don't think you should give that to everybody, because that is you, you know. And if you're growing slowly and in solitude, then this is the best time for reading, taking classes, learning a new skill, volunteering. It is the best time, because now it's for you and not anybody else. You know, I think it's important that we have that opportunity to do something for people, you know. All right, it's that time. Get the 5 journal prompts going out. Let's see here. First one. What conversations no longer feel aligned who I'm becoming? 2. Which version of myself am I grieving? 3. Where have I mistaken outgrowing for abandonment? 4. What kind of community do I want to build moving forward? 5. If fear disappeared today, what new path would I finally explore? Go ahead, take a seat, relax your shoulders, close your eyes, let's breathe. Walking the narrow path toward peace. Find somewhere comfortable. Sit gently. Relax your shoulders. Take a slow breath in and exhale. Again, take a slow breath in and exhale. Breathing in peace. Breathing out heaviness. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads. One road is crowded. Loud. Busy. Familiar. The other road is quiet. Open. Peaceful. You hesitate. Not because it's wrong, but because it's different. Now imagine God beside you. No pressure. No fear. Only presence. You take back one step, then another. The path becomes softer. Sunlight touches the ground. You notice something surprising. You're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. I release what no longer fits. I welcome peace. I allow growth. I honor my healing. I trust the road before me. Now picture old burdens falling away. The need to belong everywhere. The fear of disappointing people. The pressure to stay small. Let them rest. You continue walking ahead. You see light, new friendships, new joy, new life. You are not alone. You never were. Stay here for several breaths. Allow silence. Allow peace. And when you're ready, return gently. Bring this calm with you. If this is where you are, standing between old worlds and new ones, I want you to hear this. You're not failing. You're not lost. You're becoming. And yes, maybe you sit alone sometimes. Maybe the room changed. Maybe people don't understand. Maybe your spirit wants different things now. That is okay. Keep walking. Keep healing. Keep choosing peace, because somewhere ahead, there are people praying for the version of you that is arriving. And one day, you'll meet them. Welcome back to yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode on Satine Clarity Podcast. I hope it gave you something to think about, feel, or explore on your journey. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share it with someone who might need it, or reach out to connect. And if you're looking for something deeper, let me know. Thank you so much, and until next time.